Awesome people. The messages coming in like that I get every day, it just blows my mind. I haven't even opened most of these yet, so I'm just going to open them and read them to you basically. All right, so let's go from my contact form on my website, www.rv.life, L-I-F-E. You can get hold of me there. Let's see. Question for your next Q&A. I've been living in a small Class C motorhome for almost a year now. I'm still tethered for the most part, but I've taken it out boondocking a bunch of times. I noticed that washing dishes uses an enormous amount of my fresh water. I see you cooking a lot. Do you have any methods for cleaning those pots and pans that uses less water? Thanks, and keep on rocking the free world. And that's from John. John, actually, my water usage is the most of it goes for my showers. Washing dishes doesn't seem to use that much water for me. But then again, I've been doing this for so long, so it's just force of habit when I use my tap for anything, for brushing my teeth or washing my hands or washing a pot. You just turn it on to get the pot wet, turn it off, clean the pot, all right? Turn it back on to rinse it off, turn it off. You never leave it running. And I've been doing that for over a decade. And when I go to people's houses or even public restrooms, I still do the same thing because it's just seems like the natural thing to do now. I turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. I just never leave the water running. But I haven't seen that problem, so I couldn't really give you any tips other than that. And just never leave the water running, and you only need a little bit to wash dishes. You don't need to leave it on full bore all the time. Next, do you ever travel around the U.S.? Regards, Gera or Gera, I'm not sure, G-E-R-A. Sorry about that if I don't know how to pronounce that name. No, the last time I was in the States was 2000, year 2000, and it was just over the border on a Greyhound bus to go buy a motorcycle and bring it back to Vancouver. So it was only about half an hour over the border. And I think the last time I was in the States before that, I was about 6 or 7 years old when my family took me to Anaheim to Disneyland, which I found incredibly boring. But I had a lot of fun at Knott's Berry Farm in California. I thought that was a good amusement park, but Disneyland, I could care less. But that's the last time I've been there. I'm not as you know, this is not a travel channel. This is an urban camping channel. I don't have the travel bug. I like staycations. There is so much to see and do right here in this city and surrounding areas like BC. I would love to explore BC and just go check out every lake and every mountain I possibly can. But that would probably take my entire lifetime, just this one province. But that's your answer for that. Hey Justin, I just wanted to say I like your lifestyle and attitude to life in general. I really look forward to your videos. One thing I've wanted to ask you is the Dickinson model you chose for Dora. You put in the P9000, but I was thinking of using the P12000. If you guys remember, that was the propane fireplace I had in my last motorhome. And I had it in motorhomes before that too, but that was before I did a YouTube channel. I live in southern Ontario and the winters are considerably colder here. Do you think the larger model would heat a 1997 wide-body Pleasureway? What was the P9000 like on your coldest days? Your take on this would be greatly appreciated. Regards, Steve. Steve, I chose the 9000 because it fit in the dimensions I needed. If you remember how I put it in the Explorer, the 12,000 would have, the clearances wouldn't have made it, and it would have been sticking out a little bit into the aisle too. And I just, yeah, I didn't need that much for that amount of space. And as you know, here in Vancouver, we rarely, whenever we go below freezing, it makes front page news. It almost never goes below freezing here, so it wasn't a big priority for me to get the biggest and baddest of the fireplaces. However, there's another thing you got to keep in mind. The P12000, for some reason, the little electric fan, the little 12-volt fan that circulates the air, which is optional, you don't need to use it on either of them, but they both come with a fan. And I ended up leaving my fan on most of the time because it didn't use any battery power, like negligible. It's like a computer fan. You can't hear it running. It's completely silent. I would forget the fan's even on. But with the P12000, for some reason, it's a completely different fan, and it's really, really loud. Like, you're not going to leave this thing on when you're sleeping. So that's a big bummer for me. I guess you could try to find a way to replace it, but apparently it's just a completely different setup, even though they look the same. As far as heating a small Pleasureway camper van, yeah, I think it would do good. I don't think it would be your primary heating source, but it would definitely supplement your heating source, and it would be good to have that running to keep the temperature inside bearable. Make sure you have good insulation, though. If you have, the problem with RVs is the big windows. You know, make sure you cover up your windows with Reflectix or something like that. Make sure everything's insulated. Cover your roof vent up. so that you're not letting heat out, and that'll make a huge, huge difference for you. Hi Justin, congratulations for becoming a dad. You almost caught me with this. Lovely April 1st joke. I wonder how many viewers did go for this. Look forward to see your solar install video. Regards from the Netherlands. Cool, the Netherlands. How's it going over there? I already did the solar panel. I don't really do the whole install videos. You guys, this is a what I did channel. It's not a how-to channel. I don't want to have a channel full of 20-minute videos on how to run a wire through a hole. So I've just never been the kind of guy to do that. But I love to do stuff and then show you guys what it's like when it's done. Hey Justin, I love your videos, man. Are you seriously selling your sick RV, or was it just an April Fool's joke? If you are, congrats, man. Keep the channel alive. Regards, Gary. Gary, no, I'm not really selling the RV, although that offer that I mentioned in the April 1st video, that was a real offer, and that was the second offer I had in a little while. Another local person who offered me some money for it as well was pretty close to that. And after I put up that video, within an hour, I got an email from some woman who offered me $50,000 for this. So, don't tempt me, guys. Don't tempt me. I'll have to start all over again if I sell this. Hi, Justin. Love your channel and the changes you've made to the RV. I live in Regina and wanted to know where you buy your Presto logs in Vancouver. I can't seem to find them in Regina. By the way, the best thing I love about your channel is your patriotism. We need more people like you to promote our great country. Keep up the great vids. Regards, Brian. Brian, I actually just, to find the Presto logs, they were recommended by Roger, the CEO of Unforgettable Fire, who makes the Kimberly stove. And so I wanted to try them out, and I hadn't seen them around lately. You can't buy them in Home Depot or, you know, Rona and places like that. You can buy all of the wax type fire logs, but they're not recommended for enclosed wood stoves such as this. So what I did is I just Googled it, like I'm doing right now, because I already forgot what the website is, so I'll do it for you right now. You gotta love technology. Homefirelegs.com. That's the website. Homefirelegs.com. All one word. Okay, and go there, and they have a list of retailers in all provinces and states, and they used to be made right here in Surrey, or a few minutes away from where I am, but they're now, I think, made in Oregon, but you can still buy them up here. Anyways, I found a bunch of retailers on there, and you can also just give them a call. There's a contact number on their website, and they'll tell you the closest retailer for you. They're fantastic, though. I highly recommend them. Ah, cool. They're fighting the Borg. Resistance is futile. I admire you and you inspire me. If you're ever in Kennesaw, Georgia, I got a song for you. Kennesaw, Georgia. Is that town that requires you to own a gun? And apparently everyone is supposed to be armed. That's a city ordinance. And it's got like the lowest crime rate in the entire country down in the States. You guys rock. Anyways, I started doing Neil Young on my gigs on account of you. I appreciate you. Regards, Richard. Richard, right on. Keep on rocking the free world. Hi, Justin. Firstly, amazing channel. Amazing life. Wow, all in capital letters. Good for you, man. I wish more people were like yourself. I'm aiming to be, but with 3 kids and a load of bills, it's always been the, oh, yeah, I'll do that soon. But soon always becomes further and further away. Anyhow, I've now finally bought an old VW T4 and am painfully getting through the conversion process. My van will be ready almost done in about 4 to 6 weeks, I think. And I figured that when I hit the road with my kids for some cool trips to forge those good memories, that I should have my van decorated with your sticker. I've literally just discovered your channel today. I liked your FB page and watched a few videos. Not sure how to grab myself a sticker though, so if you could let me know, then I'll get my freedom patch on the way to the not quite so sunny UK. Thanks a lot and keep the content coming. Regards, Steve. Steve in the UK, thank you very much. I'm not selling them right now. All the late orders, there was, geez, I did over almost 300 within a couple of months, and then there were some leftover ones I had to get up. I had to reorder some stickers. There was a problem with the printers. I ended up ordering the rest of them again, and then I got all the rest of those orders out just recently. And so I've taken the link down now because I'm way too busy right now. Yes, I'm even too busy to go pick up my mail, get the stickers, and fill out a bunch of envelopes, and buy the stamps, and send them off. I just don't have time right now. Maybe in summer I'll do a flash sale, like I'll just sell them for a week, or I'll just sell 100 packages all at once or something like that. So stay tuned, okay? But thanks for watching, man, and congratulations, by the way. I like your channel. I'm going to be doing the RV life soon too. Regards, Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. Just do it, man. Just do it. Stop thinking about it. Just do it. Hi, Justin. Why not go for a flat solar panel? And then he links to the flexible panels. My second question is, what is the model type of your RV? I can't seem to find a place where it put up at. I guess you meant where it's sold. Thanks, Zach. Okay, Zach, I don't like the flexible panels. You know me, I'm a less tech, less problems kind of guy. And just because something's new and different, I don't think that means it's better. And there are a lot of horror stories with those flexible panels. First of all, you need more real estate for the same amount of wattage. Second of all, you still have the controller built onto them, so you still have a lump, so they're not completely flat. Third of all, once you stick them on, you're never getting those things off unless you want to tear your paint off. Fourth of all, you can't tilt them. You can't put them on a tilt mount. And that's huge. And by the way, I'm going to be expanding my solar system, and I'm going to be putting tilt mount on at least one of them for that exact reason. So I don't think there's nothing unstealth about a solar panel on the roof. It just looks like a flat piece of aluminum. The average Joe does not know a solar panel on your roof. So, I mean, unless you're in a minivan or something and you want to have it just stuck on the roof or something like that so nobody can see it, maybe go with a flexible one. But otherwise, to me, it's just not worth it, especially with the price difference. Van Freedom USA, is there a reason you're ignoring my comments? I know you're busy with work, but when you reply to others that come after mine, I have to question it. If I'm being ignored, I have no problem unsubscribing, seeing how you already unsubbed my channel. Steve, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I reply maybe to 1 out of 40. And sometimes they're all within a couple of minutes. Or it's something I really have to respond to or something like that. I've said this so many times on my channel. Sometimes I won't even respond to a single comment on a video. And I leave comments turned on because I know some people like that. But, I mean, if I'm going to get criticism like this, I might as well just turn my comments off, because why should I be expected to answer anybody's comments, okay? I don't have time for that. I mean, it's just, I haven't even opened most of these emails I'm reading to you now, and they've been in my inbox for a couple of weeks. And no, I didn't unsub your channel. This is another YouTube thing. Just Google it, man. A lot of people are automatically unsubbed from channels. It happens all the time. But now that you mention it, I'll try to remember next time I log into YouTube to resub to your channel. Okay. Stuff like that, just like, I just want to turn off comments. Why do I want to deal with that kind of crap? Come on. Hi, Justin. Please check out this YouTube video. It doesn't affect Canadians, but this could become... No, I'm not going to talk about the living in your RV or tiny house is going to become illegal conspiracy theory stuff. I already did a video on that. Thanks, though. I love the videos. Great reality. Keep on keeping on. I want to try to figure out how to get a sticker. Okay. Brett, stay tuned. Hey, Justin. Really enjoy your Facebook posts and, of course, your YouTube channel. I'm in Abbotsford. Cool. You're pretty close. I've heard you briefly touch on RV insurance. I'm looking to buy a Class C on a budget. As you don't pay rent, RV insurance is not a big expense for you, or is it? I was wondering if you had a video I missed, or if one day in the future you might have some tips for buying RV insurance as to lowering the cost, or ideas even. Just an idea. Thanks, Justin. Take care. Regards, Josh. Josh, never been I just renewed my insurance for a year, and it, you know, for Canada and for each province is different prices. But as you know, here in BC, people can easily spend a few $100s a month to insure a car, and especially if they don't have a perfect driving record for the last decade and a half. Now, I have perfect driving record. I've never had an accident, and I get the cheapest possible insurance rate. And the insurance on a motorhome like this is actually a lot less than a car. I'm spending it's 80 something a month, and that's just automatic once a month out of my bank account. So and that's full coverage, 2 million liability. That's not the cheapest. I've got everything covered: theft, vandalism, fire, you name it. And I don't go for just the basic minimum package, which you don't want to do. You don't want to screw around with insurance when it's your house. You want to get the best of the best, okay, man? And yes, it's cheaper than insuring a car to insure a motorhome. That's probably because of the fact that most people don't drive a motorhome every day, so there's less claims involving them. Therefore, the rate is lower. It's just logical. And when you're not paying rent, I mean, really, it wouldn't matter if it costs more than a car, because it would still be a small expense compared to rent in Vancouver, as you know. Hi, Justin. I remember in one of your videos you mentioned you might be interested in getting a kayak. Yeah. I'm selling an 11.5-foot Pelican with a good life jacket and a paddle. The paddle comes apart for storage and adjusts for angle offsets depending on your paddling style. It would all retail for over $1,200. I'm looking to get $500 for it all. I'm in Maple Ridge. I just thought I would see if you're interested since you mentioned it. I'm getting some pictures shortly as it might be going on Craigslist. Thanks, Mike. Mike! You know what? I might be interested in that. I need to look at a good a carrying system for the back of the motorhome where I've got all that space where the ladder is back there to hold a kayak. Maybe you could help me with that, and maybe I could pick up your kayak off you too. If you can point me to where I could get a good rack for that locally, a good carrier rack on the back, that would be fantastic. Why don't you send me another email? Actually, I'm going to respond to this email right now, and you can send me back pictures. Sure, would love to see pics. Okay, sent. All right, so now you can reply with pictures attached if you have them, and I'd love to take a look. Thanks, man. Good day from Israel. I just found you on YouTube, the Israeli version of your song. Cool. I hope you like it. The Red Band started as a street performance, and we're lucky to meet a TV producer who took them all the way to primetime TV. And he put a YouTube link. Regards, Michael. Michael, cool. I'll check that out later for sure. How small an RV could you go and still have a stove like this? I guess you're talking about the Kimberly stove, right? I wouldn't get much smaller than this. I wouldn't try putting it in a camper van. I've touched on that before. But it could, you could, I guess, get a little bit smaller. Just make sure you got the clearances, and just make sure you remember the roof has to be somewhat flat if you're going to put the chimney straight out the top. Could something like this fit where you put the heater in your last van? No, absolutely not. The food storage closet? No. No, definitely not. Hey Justin, my youngest son is 15 and I've turned him onto your channel. He's really interested in the mobile lifestyle once he graduates high school and starts college. I'm really trying to do some investigating for him to help him make this possible for him once he graduates. Cool. Any do's or don'ts you could fill me in would be very helpful. He totally gets it. We're always on Craigslist and other sites for used RVs now. He's dead set on a BT Cruiser as well as looking for used Kimberly stoves on eBay. LOL. Once again, any advice you could provide old dad here would be greatly appreciated. Also would love to see a video in the future, if possible, of all the upgrades you've done to the RV since you got it. I follow your page on Facebook. I love your posts there as well. Even though I've never met you, I can tell you're a great guy, and my son thinks you're super cool. Keep on rocking in the free world. And regards, Trevor. Trevor, thanks so much, and you're in West Virginia, huh? Cool. Yes. You want advice, I guess? Just watch my channel. I go through various topics all the time. As far as out shopping for an RV, you got to be patient, especially with smaller ones like this. The small ones, usually when they hit the market, they're gone just like that. And sometimes they cost a little more, quite often actually. When I was shopping for this, I looked at all sorts of similar Class Cs, the B plus front. Some of them with slide outs and leather sofas and all the bells and whistles, and they all cost less than this one because they were all a few feet longer than this one. So it makes a big difference when you're about this size and you can fit in city parking spots and regular stalls and malls and things like that. So just have patience. Sometimes you'll only find one in the entire country for sale at any given time. So you will find out if you got patience. And there's lots of other ones like BT Cruiser. Tell them to look at the Lexingtons, the Chinooks, what's it called? Vanguards. Vanguards are all over. I've seen tons of them in BC. I know they've got them in Alberta, and I'm sure they have them down in the States. The Vanguard wide body Class Bs, they're a little bit longer than this, but again, it's a trade-off, right? They're a lot easier to find though. So. Hi Justin, so I figure in order to get one's mail when you live in a home on wheels, which I hope to be doing in 3 more years after I retire, you can always rent a post office box. But what does one use for a physical address on things like your driver's license? Oh my god guys, here it is again. Where do you get your mail? I don't know, I've never thought about that. Who cares? Just use your friend's house or your family's house. Everyone's got a friend or family with a house, right? Use them for mail. Like anybody gets anything important in the mail anymore anyways. I actually have one address I use, just my family's, I've been using for 20 years. And it's never changed since I moved into an RV. Why not, right? All I get is once a year an insurance reminder there and spam, junk mail, and everything else is online. And anytime I need to order things off eBay or Amazon, I actually just use a friend's house that's near where I park a lot, just so I can pick it up easily. That's it. Thanks for your videos. I have enjoyed learning about the Dickinson heaters, the Kimberly stove, and tonight you mentioned a cellular data connection for mobile Wi-Fi. You're just talking about my internet stick, right? That's just, all the cell phone providers sell those. It's just a data plan. That's all it is. No voice, no text, just a data plan on a little stick. Plug it into the USB and your motorhome becomes a hotspot. And as long as you're not using it for like streaming all the time, if you're using it for regular web surfing, you're going to be just fine. And that's from Cheryl in Powell River, BC. Cool. Keep on rocking the free world, everyone. We'll talk to you all soon.
Keep on rocking in the free world.
Keep on